Yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about this, okay? Free to find the truth. You're looking at a picture of Mark Passio, okay? So according to this, Mark Passio is going to be interviewed by Alex Jones, okay, on Monday, tomorrow, August 5th of 2019. So tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock p.m. Central, my time. The problem I have with that is simple. If you're even remotely awake to the truth of what's going on in this world, then you understand that Alex Jones is working for Turner Broadcasting, which is Time Warner, which is Warner Brothers, which is Hollywood. How do you think Alex Jones got all of his documentaries made? Alex Jones has been caught over the years lying and lying and lying and lying. I can't even count the numerous hundreds of lies that man has spilled out of his mouth. He's been put up on mainstream media. Well, that's because Alex Jones is CIA. His family history is CIA. Alex Jones is a paid shield, a paid plant. Sure, he told you truth, but he also told you many lies. He's also helping the powers to be to bring in what they want. He's always been on their side. Always. He was never fighting the New World Order. That's your Hollywood act right in your face. The guy's always been a shield, an agent, a plant, making his money off of. You know, when I want to talk about Alex Jones and I'm going to talk about Turner, Time Warner, Warner Brothers, Hollywood, and I'm going to take you back in time. When YouTube, the original owners, the three guys that owned it, was subpoenaed into court and forced to sell, that's because the powers at the top, YouTube was the unforeseen media. The powers at the top, the powers to be, already had all forms of media globally under their hand, in their control, in their ownership. And YouTube wasn't in their control, in their ownership. So they used the corrupt court system that they owned as well to basically, at gunpoint, even though it's not literally a gun, to steal by force. They said, we didn't steal it, we bought it. Well, when they just said no to selling it, you take them to court to make them sell it. That's thievery, that's theft. I don't care what money you gave them. Money's printed out of thin air. That's right. Money is a man-created thing printed out of thin air that's as worthless gets. So anyhow, that's the story there, right? And let's talk about free to find the truth. The man that they're showing is going to be interviewed. I have said before that I suspected he was an agent, a shield. I have for a long, long time. I had nothing to concretely back it up with. And then one day, the first time ever, I caught Mark Passio slamming mainstream media, as he should, because the truth is mainstream media is run by the military-industrial complex, which is run by the powers to be, which is run by even the Rothschild dynasty. That's right. That is controlled by these people. So, you know, we have David Icke, that I've always known that guy was an agent, a shield, a plant. It's not that David Icke does not tell truth, because David Icke is telling you one hell of a lot of truth. That's not the danger of David Icke. It's using the truth to sell you down the rabbit hole. Using the truth to manipulate you into going with the lie. Because we tell you lots of truth, so then when we tell you the lie, you believe it's the truth. It's manipulation. It's mind games. So I had to call Mark Passio out because Mark Passio slammed the mainstream media and then took the alternative media and called them the real media that's fighting for us. When alternative media on the internet is owned and controlled by who? The military-industrial complex. By the powers to be. By this very, very, very same entity that is starting the wars, financing the wars, that has gave our society all the problems that we are facing, that has divided the genders, broke up the family unit, that is responsible for, a big corporation called the Prison Industrial Complex. That's right, where we make more laws than Carter's got pills, so that there's no such thing as a person on the face of the earth, at least in America, that could ever be a law-abiding citizen. I don't give a shit if you claim you don't break no laws or not. I'll guarantee you broke a man-made law. I promise you with all my heart you have. I don't care how law-abiding you claim to be. Because they have wrote that many laws that there's no way you could not break a law. And that's been deliberately done to entrap you into the system. But back to the interview. You're not going to tell me that Mark Passio doesn't understand that Alex Jones is CIA, that Alex Jones is working with Hollywood, that Alex Jones is paid by the powers to be. When YouTube was taken over and Google got their hands on it, they made an announcement years ago. I remember that announcement because I was here. Their goal when they got their hands on YouTube was to turn it into a television set. So then you think it's an accident that Alex Jones was doing professional videos. You think it's an accident that Truth Media does professional Hollywood-grade videos. No, it isn't. They told you they were going to turn it into a TV. So, of course, they brought Hollywood into YouTube. Of course, Hollywood studios are involved with YouTube. And since that time, they've literally planted hundreds and hundreds of agents on YouTube who are working for the very same entity. And how people can't see that is beyond me. I've always suspected Mark Passio. But the one thing that I'll give Mark Passio and David Icke is they are telling lots of truth. Now, the sad thing about David Icke and Mark Passio is they're lying to you and manipulating you through using truth. They are using truth to steer you down the rabbit hole, to lie to you, to steer the direction you go, which is the direction the powers to be want us, the people, to go. That's what these guys are doing. They're sellouts. They've sold their soul. They've sold out their own people, their own land. And they've sold out everybody worldwide, globally. You go, well, no, they tell too much truth to be a sellout. No, they don't tell too much truth to be a sellout. Not at all. Because it's the truth that allows you to follow them. And it's that you following them and believing in them that allows them to steer you the direction the globalists want you to go, which in the end will be a complete enslavement. See, Mark Passio is nothing but a tool, a pawn. David Icke, a tool, a pawn. Now, I'm not going to tell you not to listen to him, because I've told a lot of people in the manosphere to listen to Mark Passio, since he's the only agent that ever touched the dating scene topic, and he is telling a lot of truth. Because if you're over in the manosphere and you're not awake to what's going on in the world, you want to listen to these guys to wake up to what's going on. But you also need to be very careful. You need to be awake. You need to, once you get to a certain level, then you'll be able to see when they lie to you. So this will stop them from being able to steer you. Because if you can see the lie, you won't go that direction when they want you to. Nope. If you got a quarter of a brain left, you will not turn the next right turn with David Icke or Mark Passio. You will continue going straight for the real truth and not the lie. So like with David Icke, see, recently, not all that long ago, he was sticking up for Julian Assange, WikiLeaks. He was telling you how he feels sorry for the guy. How, blah, 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 the real story is what they've reported to you. When that is nothing but a big psyop. That is not the real story. David Icke knows that. Believe me. He knows that he lied to you. But the powers to be want him to steer you that direction. Mark Passio, he knows full well he lied to you. When he slammed the mainstream media, he was being honest and he was straight on spot. And when he moved to the alternative media, he open-facedly, bold-facedly lied to you. And I called Mark Passio up for that. And I didn't give a shit how many of you got mad at me, because I don't give a flying F what you think about me. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing for you, and I'm not going to lie to you. When I come up and tell you what I feel, my opinion, and what I see going on in this world, I tell you what I know to be going on, and I tell you what I mean. And when I give you my opinion, it's my opinion. You know, today, I removed a comment from one of my videos. The video I made yesterday before the live stream of Wild Bills. And why did I remove that comment? Because he decided to come up and tell me I was missing the point. No, what he decided to do was manipulate my words to his want. This is what his intentions was to manipulate my words to that I'm missing the point to talk about a topic he wanted me to talk about. So therefore I removed his comment. And that also says one thing else. This message goes to him. If you attempt to do that again, you will be gone from my channel, just like Mr. Hoka removed you from his channel. No, Mr. Hoka should not unblock you or unhide you and allow you back on his channel. Because when I witnessed that type of behavior, you don't deserve to be there. You earned what you got. Now, I didn't hide you from my channel, block you from my channel, but I removed your comment. I said what I needed to say in that video. You do not have the right to try to change the video to your want. You can shove that up your you-know-what. If you want to talk about what you want to talk about, then get your damn ass up there and start making your own videos. Then you can talk about what you want to talk about. But if you're going to be too big of a coward to do that, shut your mouth. That's what I got to say to you. Now back onto this. Mark Passio. I respect the guy for the truth he tells. He reminds me of myself. He really does. But what saddens me is the fact, just like with David Icke, just like with Ole Demigard, just like with Jason Goodman, just like with Roy Potter, just like with Monty Graff, just like with Rev Michelle Hopkins, which is now Rev Michelle Mann, okay? You know, just like BP Earth, these people are all agents. Just like with Dutch Sense, every last one of these people I just said are all agents. Okay? They're agents on YouTube. They're paid to be here to keep the problem alive. Just like Monday, Forever Alone Monday. Just like Turd Flinging Monkey. They're all agents. They're all shields. They're all plants. Just like Mark Passio. Just like David Icke. The difference is they all have their own specific job they're being paid to do. To steer the masses the direction the powers to be want them to go. And to keep the problems that the powers to be have created for us the people alive and well. Mark Passio and David Icke are a different type of agent because we're on the end days of NWO. You maybe only got a couple of decades left before we see massive, massive changes in NWO becomes final. And I'm not joking when I say that. We're on the end stages of NWO as they finish putting NWO in place. At this point in time, you're not going to stop NWO. I don't see it ever being stopped. They've already kicked your ass and throwing you under the bus. Okay? But the reality is, David Icke and Mark Passio are two different type of breeds. These guys have been schooled. They've been schooled by the powers to be to come up here and do what they're doing. And they are telling you a whole lot of truth that they could not have told you 20 years ago. 20, 30 years ago, they couldn't have told you this. See, David Icke's been around that time, 20, 30 years. And you see, he wasn't listened to and was called cuckoo all these years. That was deliberately done. Because that plays into the agenda. And you notice how more and more people listen to him now? Yeah, that was deliberately done. Mark Passio's been around since about the same time I've been around. The difference is I'm not paid by the powers to be, and I'm not schooled in the knowledge to be able to use the truth to steer you into your own enslavement. That's what Mark Passio's doing. I know Mark Passio tells you about truth, freedom, and natural law. He's correct about that. But he also knows that that's never going to happen. He's going to get angry and bitter and blah, 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 so that he can sell you with his passion that he wants that to happen. But in reality, he knows he don't. Now, there is a good chance that Mark Passio has been MK Ultra, mind controlled, just like David Icke. And don't even know that what they're doing is what they're doing. through mind control. There's a really good chance of that. You know, and it's sad because these guys are tools being used. But for Mark Passio to come up on Alex Jones' show and be interviewed by Alex Jones, well, isn't it Mark Passio that has openly told you he does not give a fuck about fame? He don't care about views. He's trying to teach you to be teachers yourself. Is this not Mark Passio's very own words out of Mark Passio's very own mouth? Yes, it is. So then that begs the question, why would he be going up on Alex Jones' show for an interview with Alex Jones? Because if you don't know, Alex Jones is a SHIELD agent, CIA, following his orders from the powers to be. If you don't know that by now, you're not even remotely awake. You're still sound asleep. And you ain't going to tell me that Mark Passio don't know that. I don't care who you are. If you tell me Mark Passio don't know that, then I'm going to use Mark Passio's own words against him. You're out of your damn mind. And I mean it. I'm dead serious. You're out of your damn fucking mind. You're damn right Mark Passio knows who Alex Jones is. And if Mark Passio was even remotely legit, he would not go up on that show with Alex Jones. He would have turned that interview down just like that. Oh, yes, he sure would have. But you got to remember, Mark Passio is an agent, a SHIELD, using the very truth to steer you into your own enslavement. While he talks about natural law and true freedom, he steers you the opposite direction, into your very own enslavement. And I have to wonder if Mark Passio even knows that's what he's doing. I have to wonder if Mark Passio isn't under MK Ultra mind control. And don't even know that's what's going on. But I'm telling you the God's honest truth right now. In your face. This screams volumes of real truth of who Mark Passio really is. Mark Passio is a tool being used to steer you the opposite direction of what he tells you. When Mark Passio tells you about natural law and true freedom, he tells you the God's honest truth. But then at the same time, Mark Passio's end goal is to steer you the opposite direction of that. To completely enslave you. To take all natural law away from you. To lock you down, enslave you, and cold and kill you. For the powers to be, very own agenda. I would speculate personally that I think Mark Passio has been schooled and brainwashed and is under mind control and don't even realize this is what he's doing. That would be my best guess to what we're seeing going on. But you need to understand this is a gigantic red flag. It tells you who Mark Passio really is. This is actually a mistake by the powers to be. By the CIA, the military. This is a mistake. Because for those who Mark Passio fooled will no longer be fooled. For those who know what I know, and believe me, there's a lot of them out here that do, is going to see this for what it really is. Sure is. And if they're trusting Mark Passio, they now no longer trust him. That's correct. They now no longer trust him. That's all I can tell you, man. The only thing I can tell you with David Icke and Mark Passio, I'm not telling you not to listen to him. I'm going to tell you do listen to him. But I'm going to tell that to the people who are just waking up. But I'm also going to tell you straight out. Remember, their plants, their shields, and a percentage of what they tell you is going to be a lie. And you're going to have to do your own due diligence to figure out what's really going on so that you can pick up on the lies when they tell you the lies so that they cannot steer you the direction that the powers to be want you to go. You can use the knowledge to furtherly knowledge yourself so that you can see through the lie they tell and so that they cannot steer you, and then you can take that power, that knowledge, and you can turn that around and use it against them. Like in Mark Passio's case, this is what I use against Mark right now. His own words from his own mouth. Out of his own anger and his own passion, he does not give a flying fuck about how many people watch him. This is not about fame. This is about getting the truth out and teaching other people to be able to tell the truth, to be teachers themselves. Mark Passio tells one hell of a lot of real truth. I'll never take that away from him, ever. The problem is he's steering you the opposite direction. Remember, Mark Passio's own words is he does not give a shit about fame or how many people watch him or what they think about him. I'm with Mark Passio and what they think about him. Okay, but the problem stands now. He's willingly put himself in a spot to allow the CIA and the powers to be to interview him. Next, you'll see him on TV, mainstream media, like with David Icke. Remember, we're in the end times of NWO. This is the reason that Mark Passio is allowed to say what he says. Because they've always said they were going to tell us the truth straight across the board. And that we would do nothing to stop them. They have always said this. They have always bragged this. And they are. Here's your tools right here. Telling you the truth straight across the board. Except for the non-truth that they throw in. Like with Mark Passio, most recently would be slamming alternative media, or not alternative, but mainstream media, and then standing up for alternative media and selling you that they're the real media nowadays, when they're nothing more than a hand of mainstream media, when they're controlled by this very same people. It's to steer you. It's like driving a car, steering the car. Curve ahead, turn your wheel slightly to the right. Another curve, turn it slightly to the left. This is what David Icke and Mark Passio are doing. They're steering you, like steering a wheel on a car. And you have to be smart enough to see through the lie. So when they say steer slightly to the left, you keep going straight forward looking for real truth. When they say turn right at the next intersection, You go straight ahead for the real truth. Don't let these guys steer you into your own enslavement. Mark Passio's words about true or natural law is true. What true freedom is, what Mark Passio talks about, is true freedom. But where Mark Passio is steering you is the opposite direction. And now they're going to do an interview with Alex Jones and Mark Passio about Mark Passio's knowledge and how he got it where he's telling you he got it. And I'll guarantee you that's not where he got it. This guy was brought up and schooled to do what he's doing. I would be curious to know who his actual real family is and what these people's positions in society was. Because if you could follow his real family back, you would probably find he's been schooled his whole life for what he's doing now, and that his family is deeply involved with the powers to be. Just like Alex Jones, just like David Icke, just like Ole Demigard, so many of them, okay? But anyhow, that's about what I wanted to say. I would still suggest to watch them, but do understand. And my own suggestion about Mark Passio is I think, I think there's MK Ultra. I think there's mind control going on here. Okay, I really do. That's my best guess for Mark Passio. Is mind control. And he's probably not even aware that he's doing what he's doing. And now he's going to go over here and sit next to a agent. Anyhow, with that being said, I'm out of here, guys.